Welcome back to Rod's Radios. Here on the bench today I have a Bush model VHF64. It comes from 1957 and a colleague in the radio club asked me to have a look at it for him. He has done a fabulous job on the cabinetry. He made all these little gold stripes himself and the cabinet looks in fantastic condition, but there is a little problem with it. Now I hope this is going to be a much shorter video than normal. And the problem has to do with the volume control, and I'll show you what happens. I've put a little sticker to show you the position of the volume control, and at the very bottom obviously there's no volume, and as I turn it up it clicks at that point and the volume kicks in at a very low level, and then I turn it up further. No change in volume, no change in volume, click there but no change in volume. We're up past halfway now at this stage. Still only low volume. Going past halfway. Past halfway. Suddenly it kicks in a pretty loud volume. A little bit further. Disappears again. Kicks in again. Much louder at this stage. Disappears again. And now full volume. And at the very top, and as I turn it back, it goes through these same stages. Hardly any volume, and then dead. So I think the problem is, it looks obvious to me that the problem is in the volume control itself. So what I'm going to do is to take it out and have a close look at it and see what is the problem. I'm sure it's a case of either the track is broken or maybe the wiper just isn't making proper contact as it goes around. Now the owner did say that he had used a lot of switch cleaner on this to no avail, so it's time to get heavy with this one. I'll whip it out and see what happens. I've taken the volume control out of the chassis and I have it in front of me on the bench here, and I've connected it up to my ohm meter here, the analog ohm meter, and I've set the range up to its highest level multiplied by 10k. So watch what happens as I turn the pot from 0 up to 100%. At the moment it's down at 0, and of course it's short circuited to earth, which you would expect. And watch as I turn it up. Suddenly it goes open circuit at that point. Kicks in as I go past about 20%, but goes back to open circuit. Nothing much happening here. I'm coming up to about 40%, 50%, kicks in. I'm getting a measurement of about 1 meg at this stage across it. And it goes open circuit again, further around. Coming up near the top, it kicks in again, in and out, in and out. In and out, in and out, and now I'm up at the top, and it's measuring about 3 meg, which is way over its normal value. So this volume control is kaput. Let's open it up and see what happens inside. Just before I open it up, you can see from the digital meter here that measuring across the full length of the track, I'm getting a reading of over 3 meg. So that's not right. And I can see that this volume control has been replaced. It's been rough cut at the top to shorten the shaft, whoever fitted it before. So this is not the original pot. It must have given problems in the previous life. And this is the pot I intend replacing the faulty one with. And you'll see on the analog meter I've connected it up in the same way as the original one. And as I sweep from 0, you can see the smooth change from 0 up to 100%. Perfect. With the chassis back in the cabinet, the volume control is now working correctly, as you'll hear. That's much better. Now this radio is still a little bit distorted, and I noticed when I had the chassis out that most of the capacitors do need to be changed. There's a lot of Hunt's capacitors in this radio, which traditionally wore out after a short time, so they do need to be done. But that's a job for another day. So if you have been in the meantime, thanks for watching.